Welcome to the SVG-TV news for Tuesday, June 27th. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. A flash flood watch remains in effect for St. Vincent and the Grenadines until 6 p.m. tomorrow. The SVG Met Services says due to instability ahead of an approaching tropical wave, which continues to generate occasional showers over some areas of SVG. According to the Met Services, as the night progresses, the upper atmosphere is predicted to gradually become favorable, thus increasing the frequency and intensity of the showers and thunderstorm activity. As a result, the forecast into tomorrow is for cloudy to overcast skies, pockets of moderate to heavy showers, occasionally gusty winds, and isolated thunderstorms. Similar conditions are likely during Wednesday as instability trailing the tropical wave persists. The latest forecast model guidance suggests rainfall accumulations of approximately 2 to 3 inches with isolated higher amounts in mountainous areas. Due to the saturated nature of the soils following the passage of Tropical Storm Brett, there is a high probability of flash flooding and landslides occurring during the watch period. Residents and motorists in areas prone to flooding and landslides or near rivers and streams should be prepared. A flash flood watch is issued when conditions are favorable and there exists the possibility of flooding during the watch period. The SVG Met Services says this flash flood watch may be upgraded to a warning if conditions warrant. 683 students graduated today after completing various programs at the SVG Community College. The number of graduates from each division is as follows. The Division of Teacher Education, 43, Division of Technical and Vocational Education, 221, and the Division of Arts, Sciences and General Studies, 419. The 14th annual graduation ceremony was held under the theme, Behind You, Your Memories, Before You, Your Dreams, Within You, All You Need to Be You. Addressing the graduation ceremony at the Victoria Park, Dean Nigel Scott shared some highlights of the academic year of the college, which includes students' access.
The SVGCC continues to be home for over 2,000 students. The number of different nationalities and ethnicities among our student population is also growing. Along with regional CARICOM students, we also have Venezuelan students, Cubans, Ghanaians, and Nigerian students. Although most of our local students do not pay tuition fees, we often face situations where many are burdened with the minimal fees we do charge. When this happens, we are pleased that the Ministry of National Mobilization, the National Lotteries Authority, the Mustique Charitable Foundation, the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and the Eastern Caribbean Group of Companies are some of our key stakeholders we rely on to assist our students financially. As part of our efforts to increase access, we continue to engage our regional and international partners. In the period under review, we received visits from the UWI, KFL campus, the Open campus, and the Five Islands campus. We were also visited by a team from Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, Canada, and another from Central Georgia Technical College. We are currently working on articulation and MOUs with these two latter institutions to complement the ones we already have and improve access for our students. Student achievements. I wish to use this opportunity to single out 3 groups of students. This year, we celebrate the graduation achievements of all of our students. But I wish to single out the 14 students who are graduating today, one posthumously from the Applied Associate Degree in Sports Science. This is the first cohort in this program. Through our collaboration with the Ministry of Education, they were able to complete teaching and coaching practical assignments in the primary schools, thus gaining valuable work experience and are ready to hit the ground running in the work environment.
Scott said other notable achievements of the college is that it is on the verge of being able to offer basic maritime training at the Hospitality Maritime Institute with the arrival of some critical equipment a few weeks ago. Addressing the 2023 graduates directly, the dean urged them not to live life with a sense of entitlement, which he says seems to be pervasive in today's society. He urged them to work hard and seize the opportunities that are available to them.
Rather, graduates, I urge you to work hard. Seize the opportunities that are available to you. Be you and make a positive difference in our world. Today, you are a graduate of the SVG-TV, where nothing limits excellence.
The graduation ceremony also heard a brief address from Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on his return to the state following a number of engagements overseas. PM Gonsalves says he is optimistic about the future of SVG because of the way it has been educating its young people. The Prime Minister, who is responsible for tertiary education, said giving young people the required training and education is most important to his government.
Bridges and roads and airports and seaports are vital. But most important is your education and your training. I want you today, on this day of all, the culmination of all your hard work and the sacrifices in this or that area, to reflect on the journey that you have traveled. We are all time. Only the future is ours to desecrate. The present is the past, and the past our fathers' mischiefs. The fever of history has remade us, and the remaking of us, we have to listen to our grandparents, our parents, and we have to listen to our sons and our daughters.
PM Gonsalves further encouraged the graduates to continue to hold their heads high and to continue to excel. He told them challenges will come, but they must remain focused.
Continue to make us proud. And don't worry when people say to you, when you're moving on to successes, that somebody wants to criticize you or pull you down. Don't bother on that. I shall be saying this ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in the woods, and I chose the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And you will continue to make a difference for the better. And do not worry about being different. Just be better. And we continue in faith and in hopefulness. A fresh hopefulness. Not one which is false and stale, but a fresh hope. And above all, let it all be marinated by love, the greatest of all, which is a ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. I want you to know that I love you very much, and I shall always be here for you, now and in the years ahead. Thank you, congratulations, and may Almighty God continue to bless you.
A meeting of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States CELAC Ministers of Agriculture was held today in Georgetown, Guyana. SVG's Minister of Agriculture, Soboto Caesar, was in attendance at the meeting, and at the opening ceremony, he thanked the government and people of Guyana for co-hosting the meeting, which he described as very important, stressing the need for actions to be taken now to deal with food security in member states.
We have gathered here in Georgetown today to do the work of the people. And there are four fundamental pillars for growth and development to which I humbly subscribe. Firstly, there must be a clear expression of the political will. And we gathering here in Georgetown today is a clear expression that policymakers are willing and ready to create the needed change in Latin America and the Caribbean. But the expression of the political will is just the start. The political will must be reduced to writing in the form of legislation, contracts, and agreements. And I have here today a plan that is approximately 10 years old, and I have another plan that we will be discussing here today to address food and nutrition security in Latin America and the Caribbean. Thirdly, after having the political will clearly defined in legislation and in agreements, it is of first importance that we mobilize the factors of production: land, labor, and capital. And we get to the most important part of the journey: implementation. Over the course of the next few hours, 33 countries in Latin America and the Caribbean will address critical issues touching and concerning food and nutrition security. That's in the next few hours. But the truth be told, as we go to bed tonight and we wake tomorrow, 800 million citizens around the world will go to bed hungry, 50 million of which are from Latin America and the Caribbean. St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the upcoming months will continue to exhibit the leadership necessary to ensure that the fundamentals of this CELAC plan are addressed. CELAC is alive and well. I wish for a fruitful meeting.
Guyana's President Irfan Ali said since assuming the pro tempore presidency of CELAC, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Prime Minister and its cabinet of ministers have all demonstrated strong leadership on some very key issues. President Ali said as they speak about food and nutrition, it cannot be seen as though it exists as a standalone in the policy articulation and formulation of the various countries in CELAC.
If we attempt to do that, we'll be doing ourselves a great injustice in this forum. I was asked to focus my discussion on the CARICOM Action Plan 25 by 2025. But I think it will be a great injustice not to address some other fundamental problems that you here, key policymakers and stakeholders of this sector in the region, must confront. You cannot confront food security and nutritional security without confronting climate change, without confronting our education system, our healthcare system, without confronting sustainable development, without confronting the sometimes unexplained disinterest from international funding agencies, commercial banks, and financial institutions when it comes to financing agriculture, food security, and seeing and not understanding the connection between agriculture, health security, and ultimately national security.
The Guyana president further told the forum they need to start ensuring that the world understands that agriculture is about food production and food production is about nutrition.
And food production and nutrition is about good health, and good health and food production is about national prosperity. And national prosperity is about national security. Because if you don't have national prosperity, you cannot have national security. And all of this is linked back to our system and what our system feeds us. The population feeds off of the system. So we're sometimes focused on the sub-regions of CARICOM and Latin America. But CELAC really binds us together as one region, and we must focus on that unified whole that I want to refer to as the CELAC family. And the CELAC family is one family.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture said community consultation meetings have successfully been held on the Windward and Leeward sides of the island and will continue on the mainland and the Grenadines as the government begins the implementation of the SVG Food Insecurity Project 2023, which is funded by the World Bank. A total of 15 meetings are scheduled to sensitize local stakeholders about the opportunities and benefits of the project, facilitate stakeholder feedback, and demonstrate the procedures for application and beneficiary selection. On June 21st and 22nd, community consultations were held in Sandy Bay, Georgetown, Trumuka, Chateaubelair, North Union, Greggs, Lauders, Kittels, and Barley. The ministry says these meetings were extremely well attended by the farmers and fisherfolk from these communities, and that in addition to numerous inquiries made about the project, attendees also highlighted several peripheral issues which staff in the ministry committed to address. On Monday, June 26th, 2 community consultation meetings took place in Evesham and Kalyaquah, and the ministry says these meetings were also well attended with high participation from farmers and fisherfolk. Today, meetings were held in Kingstown, Belair, and Bayaboo. At the Belair meeting, Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Colville King told the gathering at the Doris Mackey Learning Resource Center that the SVG Food Insecurity Project is being undertaken through the overarching regional program, Unleashing the Blue Economy of the Caribbean, under its contingent emergency response component. King said the SVG Food Insecurity Project, which has 4 main objectives, aims to mitigate the negative impacts on SVG's agricultural and fisheries sectors, which have been caused over the years by the April 2021 volcanic eruptions, the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, climate change, tropical storms, and droughts.
There are 4 objectives that we're trying to achieve with this project. One is to increase food production and availability to the resident population and to visitors as well, because we have visitors that come to our shows and require food, authentic.
The Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer said to achieve the 4 objectives of the project, $10 million, which is about 27 million EC dollars, have been secured from the World Bank, which must be spent within 12 months.
So this is not a stretched out 3-year, 2-year project. This is 1 year. The project became effective last month. On the 4th, we got the notification around the 18th when we actually saw the approval, and we're here. So basically a month we have basically put a number of things in place and have come to you so that you are made aware of what is required. The implementation agencies. This project is led by the Economic Planning Division in the Ministry of Finance. And there's an interim project manager. Her name is Roxanne John. You may have heard about the VEEP project. That project, she manages that project as well, and she would be managing this project. The technical support, the lead technical support would be the Ministry of Agriculture. And I, as focal point, would lead on the ministry side of things. And the Ministry of Tourism is also involved in this project, mainly because the Blue Economy project I mentioned earlier, this project comes through the Blue Economy project. Just for a backdrop, what we have recognized is that food production is low. And it is low for a number of reasons, partly because of climate change and the losses or the low yields that you're getting from weather-related stuff. You're also having problems because farmers can't produce as much. Fertilizer expensive, pesticide expensive, etc. Sometimes your stock in terms of animals may not be the best. We have sargassum affecting fisheries and so on. A number of things are causing us to not produce as much as we would like. And because of that, we want to ensure that we can produce over the next 12 months significantly more food. That way, we avoid our population suffering from any form of...
Meetings on the SVG Food Insecurity Project will continue tomorrow in Mairo and Union Island, and on Thursday, the meeting will take place in Beckway. 18-year-old Cole Oliver, who was wanted by the police in connection with a series of criminal offences, is currently in custody. Oliver appeared at the Serious Offences Court yesterday after he was charged with burglary, wounding, discharge of a firearm, and possession of a firearm. Oliver pled not guilty and was granted $1,200 bail with one surety. He was ordered not to contact the virtual complainant and to report to the Kittels police station between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every Monday and Thursday. The general public is urged to continue to support the police in their quest to make St. Vincent and the Grenadines the land of the blessed. The finalists for this year's Power and Raga Soca Monarch competitions were released today, following the selection process last evening at the Entice Bar and Lounge. 12 Raga Soca artists and 4 Power Soca artists were selected to compete in the finals. The Raga Soca Monarch finals will be held on Friday, July 7th, and the Power Soca Monarch finals on Saturday, July 8th. The Raga Soca Monarch finalists are Hans John with Brookout, Javid J.R. Rouse, Love of Carnival, Omarion Marlowe Ben, Jam Again, Ozari Matthews, Pastor Choking the Bishop, Nazir Nasos Primus, Dirty Mass, Ramon Jose Juan Diaz, Until a Wet, Jasper Alexander Festival, Dennis Bowman, Think But Easy, Gregory Pico Cato, Poor Keyboard, Chanel McKenzie, Don't Study Me, McGaffrey Medford and Crew, Wasted, and Rayon Riva Rodney, Zest No Stress. The Power Soca Monarch finalists are Kemi Christopher, Spirit of Carnival, Kenil Dosap Alexander Butt, Marlowe Ben, Omarion Marlowe Ben, Horn Me, Sean Beats Nimblat and Crew, Good Energy, Calm Fly Haynes, Farmers, Keith Currency, Rum Over People, Zimbori Gaza Joseph, Carnival, Curtis Gully Marshall, Why the Cat in the Rain, Javid J.R. Rouse, Wild, Ezron Spielberry, Headways, Samantha and Nadine Bryant, The Sun Divas with Sick Walk, Alpha Stinger Nettle Alec, Bring Your Cat in the Road, I Shatter the Silver, Long for Town, and Kelvin Killy Wilson, Indy. At a news conference today, Chairman of the Carnival Development Corporation, Ricardo Adams, said this year we'll see more young artists competing in the Soca Monarch finals.
Congratulate all of the artists who made it through to the finals. From all reports, we're going to have a very energetic and exciting Soca Monarch and Raga Soca Monarch finals this year. These are in no particular order, and one of the things is I was advised this morning that there were ties in a couple of the positions, and so rather than having the 12 Raga Soca and the 12 Power Soca, we'll actually be having 13 Raga Soca, because I'll name out 12 finalists who go up against the reigning monarch, Fireman. And in Power Soca, we're actually going to have 15, because we actually had a 3-way tie in 12th place. So, sorry, in 11th place. And we had a tie, I think it was in 5th place? Yes. So, so that just leaves me to say that I wish you all a very safe and energy-filled Vincimas, and let's continue to show the world why we call Vincimas the hottest carnival in the Caribbean.
There were at least 45 entries for Raga Soca and 55 for the Power Soca Monarch competitions. Adams noted that for the selection process, they gave the artists a first-hand viewing of the judging process.
One of the things that we did, the traditional way of us judging the Raga Soca and the Soca for prelims was basically to have the judges sitting in this room here, and they would bring in the music and play the music for the judges, and the judges would come up with a list. We thought that let's take the judging aspect of it to the public. And so the plan was last week, Friday, for us to do the judging at the Heritage Square, invite whoever wanted to come and witness the judging, to see sometimes what the judges have to listen to in terms of the number of songs that they have to listen to, in terms of the quality of songs that they have to choose from, etc. Because very often, when it's done behind closed doors and you don't know the songs that are entered, some people say, oh, why this song didn't make it when it never entered the competition, etc. So that was the plan. Of course, we had a national shutdown on Friday, Thursday into Friday, and so we weren't able to do that. So what we did is we brought the event back to the Victoria Park. Of course, we had rehearsals going on outside for the graduation, which is going to be taking place today, community college graduation. So we did it downstairs in Entice, and people seem to have had a very good time with it. A number of the artists were there singing along to their songs, etc. And so there seemed to be quite a bit of excitement and pleasure in terms of being able to be part of the judging process and witness the judging process.
After being dormant for years, the band Touch is back, bigger and better. Members of the band told SVG-TV News that along with their new hit song, Cucumber in Your Salad, they will be bringing back their Monday t-shirt band for this year's carnival.
I must say that we decided to come for a very long time, hopefully health and God spare our lives, and we be around every carnival. And right now I feel alone have about 30 songs. I have the same 30, so we are ready to do long CDs, a lot of songs, a lot of variety like we used to do before. But this year we have this new song, Cucumber in the Salad, that we're hoping that we could get road march.
Road march is nothing new to us. We have had over 7 road marches, and this is going to be the 8th. Nothing new to us. It's like,
yeah, well, let me add on. We have not been, completely off the scene. We've been dropping in and dropping out, yeah. And it wouldn't have been wise to come back on the scene without a new song, at least one new song, because we have those songs, road march songs like Man Can Deg Boat, Hickey, Music in Me, all those good songs, yeah. And we want to come back this year with a song. And it's we only could have done one. We think one would have been enough. And we are really surprised, at the response we're getting with it. It turned out to be a really big song. So now I have a new name. They used to call me Postman. Now I'm the Cucumber Man.
We are going to be on the road on Monday with one of the biggest bands as usual. 2 of the biggest bands, because our band is usually such a large band that we always have to hire another band to make sure that everybody is properly entertained. We have a variation and a variety of age groups to cater for. So the other band, Kinetic, that would synchronize with our line of music, and we would have we're gonna have a great time on the road. Our t-shirts are way ahead of schedule. The sales absolutely well. You could purchase them online. You could purchase them at various stores in Kingston, Music Center, Finishing and Furnishing, Log Enterprises, Tower Bar, WFM Office Kingston, Beachfront.
Noting the main reason behind their absence from the carnival scene, some of the members of the band say it was due to their respective workloads. However, they are back to reclaim their place in Vincy Mass.
I want to say that leave home the gun, leave home the knife. Come, let's have some fun.
Clean fun.
Yeah, clean fun, because sometimes the police conduct random stops from all these transport coming down, and you will be surprised at some of the things they took away from these guys. Yeah?
Like I say, we have created a recipe for clean fun.
Yeah, so...
And get involved. Everybody must get involved in Carnival. Carnival is a thing that it's doing well, and we have to do even better. So get involved, do something. Don't just stay home and eat food. come down and you know, that's a form of exercise too, you know.
Yeah.
We
Regular
don't want to see your
exercise.
worst behavior.
Right.
Okay? This is our thing. This is we think. We Carnival. Our culture. We got to support. We need your support.
Yeah, we need to maintain a carnival, incident-free carnival. It's good for marketing your country. You don't want to hear, you know, say Mr. Carnival is violent, that sort of stuff. We want to make it one of the best fun carnival destinations in the Caribbean.
I'd like to, on behalf of the band, all our past members and present now, I'd like to really say thank you to all our fans for supporting us that long. I mean, 40 years is next year, and they never gave up on us, and they even had the influence us to come back again. That's a strong thing, because we had decided that it's retirement time, and we really thank them for the support over all those years. We wish them well too.
Next year, the band Touch will be celebrating its 40th year anniversary, which the members say they will be celebrating in a big way, including live concerts. Local artist Colville Lane, known by the stage name Shady Lane, is hoping to see a change in Vincimas and the promotion of more local music. From his standpoint, Lane says that St. Vincent and the Grenadines should be mainly promoting SVG's power and raga soca songs rather than a mixture of soca music from numerous neighboring islands. Shady Lane, who hails from Redemption Sharps and grew up in Villa, started his musical career in 2015, and since then he has been trying his shot at the National Soca Monarch competition, reaching the finals at least once. For Vincimas 2023, Lane has 2 songs, Put More and Everybody Knows. Shady Lane recently shared with SVG-TV News a bit more about his journey in the music industry.
When Trinidad had their carnival, everything that play, everything that happen is about Trinidad. I find like what St. Vincent still be all over the place, you know what I mean? Playing different genres, different music from different countries, and I mean DJs would say, yeah, well they have to do it, you know what I mean, to keep, but not really. Especially carnival time, you know what I mean? So I go like to feel more the culture everywhere I go. All on the radio station and the TV stations, I want to feel more the culture. You need to have more mass bands and people in costumes moving about in town on a daily basis. There's so much little things that we could do to make the place feel carnivalish, you know what I mean?
Noting the challenges faced in the music industry, Lane said it is difficult to have his music promoted in a fast-paced manner. However, he tries to cope with the challenges and rise to the occasion.
Put more. The power soca is basically an alcohol tune. I jump up and wave and party and have a good time kind of tune. And then everybody knows it's a more relationship tune. And I want to say it's a horn song, but it's a horn song. Yeah, so that's the 2 tracks I have about this year. This thing don't happen overnight. I mean, for some people it do, it's just a luck and chance thing for some people. Some people put 1 track, they get through. Some people have put 25. And that's just the game. So whenever you set your mind that you want to do this music thing, you just have to stay focused. So that's probably the best thing I could tell anybody, stay focused.
Alright.